So just wanted to say thanks to everyone who really kind of helped out on getting me information on fixing this project, and kind of said that if anybody wants to really learn power of this program, OneNote, there's just so many cool things that you can do with it. All my stuff to learn is even in here. So if I go to like Chief Architect and I want to learn about kitchens, there's pages over here, and these are links right to the video. It just pops open in my Firefox and I'm off and running. 3D libraries, whatever. And within some of these, there may be only one video, some may have three. It's just what I find. I do notice that Chief lately has been not showing what version they're in their videos. And that, I don't know why they're doing that. Because, if it's a feature that's not available in an older version, then, I can guess, at least, if I just know the version. I don't know why they would hide that. Been noticing that lately, so hopefully they'll stop that. Anyway, I have got by DSH Railing. Chief Architect Videos by DSH Railing Wall Workshop Video. I don't know what I spelled there. I'll have to go look at that. I don't know what that means, but that's a link right there. So if I click on it, then it just pops open right over here and it's ready to go. Oh, it is DHS. So I guess that's correct. So at any rate, this project that I've been working on, stuff, read back a pretty good reply, and boy, did I get some just great feedback from you guys. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Wait, I'm more than willing. So, but let's go to Chief. So I've got my OBS Studio set up so that I can switch between the two halves of my screen. So we've got a dividing line about here's the center of my screen, and then I can switch over. Oh, I'm gonna go get ghosted by the show up of my cursor on my OBS Studio recording, and so now it's the other half of the same monitor. So I just turn on the one that's in the top. If I just turn it off and on, since it's above, I'll show you that. OBS Studio is pretty easy to use. It's cool software. So this here, if I were to turn, this is above, and this is my left-hand side. This is above the right-hand side. So if I turn it off, we're right on the right-hand side. And then turn it back on, I'm back. So great software. And it's open source. So it's free and it's powerful. There's just tons of things you can do with it. You can live stream it if you want. Probably one of the best recording softwares that I have found, and I've got some editing stuff, but this is my go-to for recording, and then I honestly don't edit. I just don't have time. I have got I have got so many projects going right now that it's kind of insane. If I were to go here, so here's projects. Let's see. A lot of these are they're hold in place because before I figured this out, now I know better. But from there, that one's done. That one's done. See, if I put them on this one, I think I can actually. This might come back. This might come back, but this one's a big one. That one's done. This is the residence I have to do after the one where you guys have been helping me on is this one. And then this is the train station, and this is a passive house design, timber frame passive house, which is pretty incredible for Butte to see that kind of stuff. So quite a few projects going on these days. So if I get answers on the forum from questions, and I've got what happened with this project is I got all you guys answering back to me, but I had a meeting today at noon with the train station, and I had a bit to go. So if you guys are following that project at all, I'm going to go through, and now that I've done it so many times, I might be able to do just a demo video of real quick of how I take stuff out of Recap, which is a kind of a LiDAR 3D laser the company's called Laser Verify 3D, and Ryan Darling out of Missoula, he's a guy that does these scans for me and does a terrific job. And then I take those, bring them into AutoCAD, get some elevation stuff up, and then and then there's some cool tricks that I did to get the windows to sink into a solid brick wall and stuff. But anyway, you guys are full of tricks too, and tell you, just knowing this was just so cool. I had no idea that if I could go to this selected line, and these are fields I can actually change. That was really cool. So only that one. Hidden away little gems that. So what happened was here. I had done the parallel perpendicular tool. I had already used that, trying to get this to straighten out, but it kept just giving me an error message. I pulled them apart, thinking that was the problem, and click it again, and just getting this error message, couldn't figure it out. So what I ended up doing was going into that line specification and turning it to 90 degrees instead of 90 point. It was like 5 or 6 digits after that. So it was barely off by some little piece, and that's what's giving me the fishing pole out the back. So once I got that straightened out, then I couldn't get them to join, but all that was just pull them a little further apart. So one of them was probably beyond center. And so I just pulled them both further apart, joined them up, and that's what we got. Now I've drawn this line. I put my CAD lines in red, at least during my modeling phase. And then why I do that is, gosh, they just show up so much better. Then I did perpendicular parallel to these valleys, and that caused this issue here where I've got a big gaping hole, and part of that's my own fault because I've been focused on the train station, and I forgot that these are different pitches on these roofs. So this one, oops. So this one is a 7, straight up. But this is 8.5. So they are quite different, and I'm not going to get these to meet. So my question now is that I got to try and figure out how to do is how to get my fascias to be at the same height. I don't know how to do that. I haven't tried to do that yet. And gosh, the other issue I think I have is I don't know if I took a measurement. I think I did. I think I have that measurement there, and it's probably in that last video I did. So I can go back, review that, put this on pause, I'll review it, and I'll find out where that, because I shot to here from the deck on the other side of the house. So roll around the other side and see what other problems I still got with this thing. So these aren't perfect. And then, what is that? What is this? And how do I stop it? I tried playing with the wall a little bit, and I just couldn't get it. It would just disappear. The whole wall would disappear if I tried to pull it back a little bit. And that wall is this wall right here. And so we're looking at it poking through somewhere out in here. So what I think first I'm going to do is I'm going to take and bring my OneNote over, and I'm going to get all the data that I can, such as where's the plate height, what are my room settings, what's my pitch on this roof, all that sort of stuff. Get that in there so I can go back to Autobuild and see what's going to happen, because I really like to use Autobuild. I prefer to stay with it the whole time. And then if I have to, like in this case, come back at the end. I just got limited time on site that day, and I had to just run away. And so before I could, what is this? What is this? Anybody know what that is? I've seen these before. They're just like ghosted. Oh, anyway, I don't know what they represent. Go up, and it's gone. So it's not an attic wall or anything like that. Just don't know what it is. If anybody can answer that, that'd be awesome. So I'm going to take my OneNote, and I'm going to come over. So I'll bring this over to the other side. It'll be out of screen, but I can switch back and forth. And I'm going to close this up, and then I'll show you that. So I just closed this notebook. So I do notebooks for every job. So this has two jobs in it, because what these folks are doing is they want to move to Butte, and they want to get here now. So they bought another house, and that's this house that we're putting the addition on, because they have a young daughter, and it's a single bedroom right now. And then while I finish up the plans and they build their other house, then they can live in this place. So that's what we're doing with this. It's just adding a small addition on the front, bedroom and a bath, really. It's pretty much all there is to it. Let's see. So in here, okay. So design idea. So it's kind of what he wants to do. So extend the roof, salvage the window. I don't know if we're going to use that out at the end, because this is the addition. So this is that wall where the window, you're looking right there is. And there's the sunroom right there. And so he wants to just do this addition out here, and then within that addition, we will come in through the side, which is what he's drawn here. So he wants to cut the door for the hall, put a bathroom here, and then come on into a room with a closet. And we've got, what I do with this is I've got email notes, special things I pick out of the emails, just so that I've got everything right here, and then conversations with him, and these are things I need to do, and so I can check these off once they're done, and make sure I've got everything covered that I promised, and there's site information, all kinds of stuff. So really powerful tool. And you can take and move these in. You can move them in up to twice. So like if that was there and this is the sum of that, you can hold these up. So kind of it's really is just a super fast and easy way to organize. And you want to see a really cool trick with this thing. Let's go to a website. Any old website. So images. Okay, so I got this here, got this here. If I were to grab that, that'll probably copy. I need a picture. Let's see. Images of, here, let's duplicate this one. Okay, tab. images of text paragraph. Okay, so this is just an image. As you can see, I can click on this thing, but there's no words here. There's nothing. It's just an image. So if I were to take my little cut tool, and those lines might cause a problem, but we're about to find out. I haven't done it with lines this heavy before, but I wouldn't be surprised. So I've got that. Got it now captured here. So I'm going to Control C, take it into here, and just come down, Control V, and as you can see, this is just a picture. You know, it shrinks, it comes up, does whatever. So if you right click on this, it says copy text from picture. So I've now made a copy of that text. Come down below it and Control V. Let's try that again. Copy text from picture. Because this works terrifically. And I think those lines may be causing a problem. Heading, keep text only. Something I like to do that a lot because I don't necessarily want that formatting. Why am I having some trouble? So those lines may be a big issue. They're pretty bright lines. Let's go see if we can find a better image. But almost anything will do that. Here's just this. Doesn't have any lines in it, so that should work fine. So I'm going to come in, hit new, grab this, then go back. Control C, go here. Picture, and it'll be there. And sometimes you get a little bit of error, and all this is, it just capitalized that for some reason. So you may have some small corrections to do, but man, that's from a picture. So some serious power in this thing. I've done a lot with that back in the old days, but there's lots of ways to skin a cat now. So anyway, that's one trick that you can do with this thing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into their project and let's just put sunroom. And then I'm just going to come in here and put put the roof pitch, the plate height, anything about it. So I'm going to pause so you let it go through the grind with me just doing that. But look at this build out. Okay, so going through this, here's a little pet peeve. Chief architect, measurements. Measurements of what? I got a structure thickness. I'm assuming this is the roof, just because I don't know how this thing's built. But if my roof thickness and my wall thickness were the same, I really would have to rely on the fact that bird's mouth is right there and overhang. So this, maybe the whole thing's talking about the roof. Is it clear? Not exactly. A little better explanation on some of this stuff would be great. And just wanted to hit on that while I was going across it. So I'll be back. So I can come across, something with a ton of information on it. And the one nice thing about OneNote is I don't even have to pay attention. Really, if I need all this information, because it's so easy to just grab it and just throw it on the page. And so just pop open my OneNote and there it is. And I could do it as a sub portion. So if I wanted to, I could say this is the roof plane specifications. And so in OneNote, I could actually sunroom criteria, And so then I could add a page that was roof plane specification. And then I can add another page. And so what I'm going to add next is I could add general and options. So, and we'll just call it right here. This will be just general and options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my general and options information and just put it in that roof plane specification. Control V. So then I can add a page, and that is structure. So now I can come back to this guy, take that out of there, go to structure, come down here and paste it. And that makes it so I don't have to scroll around. I can just flip through and look, is there anything here? No, not worried about it. Ridge caps? No, not worried about it. Trees, not worried about it. Shadow boards, polylines. A lot of this stuff, like this polyline, perimeter, framing area, projected area, roof surface, overhang area, projected overhang area. I'm sure this is all just data that comes out that actually helps the program later on do the material takeoff and stuff. But since that data is available, they're just making it available to us. It's not like we use it for much. This is the new trick that I just learned, which is this great little thing. Seeing what angle I'm at and all that kind of stuff. So this is my selected line. So just come in here, say new, and grab that. I'm going to create a new thing in OneNote, call it selected line, and continue going. So that's kind of a cool way to start putting this together and organizing it. So when I get to the structure stuff, like when I get in the room criteria, the actual room specifications. So this actually, the sunroom criteria, so this is blank. Then this is the whole thing is under roof plane specification, which I kind of made the main title under it. So how I really should organize that is it's the roof plane specification. This stuff is under that. You can only go 3 levels deep, but that works out perfect for this example. What I'm always doing is trying to remember all these names of what I have in my materials. And then when I specify a material and something else, trying to remember what I had where, and go into plan materials typically, and then searching through a shorter list. Having to go into folders and such can be helpful, but sometimes the names are a little off and it makes it tough for me. But just a quick little snapshot, and there I've got it. So this is in my roof plane specifications, and there's my materials. So So this is one area I use it for quite often, the room specification. When I've got my room highlighted, and then I open it up, this tab in particular, got all these dimensions, I can see my inputs, and I can take a picture of this and bring it back and get it right back to where it was. Or if I'm working on another side of the house and I need these sort of specs, let's say there's the same low pitch roof on the back of the house, or that's what they want to add, or whatever. If I want it to look the same, here's my information. I throw that in OneNote, and I can just go in there, look at it, and fill it all in with this exact information. So pretty cool that way. Also, another little tip when I'm doing this stuff is here, I got a nice image in there. And if I can still read it, you can click on this. And if you just even stay on the side, if you go back and forth, it's really fast to get it down to a practical size where I can pretty much read the whole thing right there. So just another little tip on using this OneNote. Alright, so just a quick tour of what we've got here. Now that I got this OneNote stuff all done, you've already seen this, just some email notes and checklist sort of stuff, materials for the outside. Then we get into the new stuff I just created. So this is the sunroom criteria, and we have a living room criteria, and this is just kind of to give it a label for where I'm at. And so then I get into the roof plane specs. So if I was in the sunroom and wanted to look at I would get the roof plane, hit open, and that's where I'm getting this information. So general option structure, selected line, materials, that kind of stuff. And so if you guys hit pause on any of this because you see where my issues lie, it might be right here. So this is just me writing it out at first, and then because it's simple information. So, but after that, it's images of that page. So here's the structure page, and then the selected line page, and the materials page. So pretty basic stuff there. Then I go to the room specifier, and see my settings there. Here you can see a picture of the wall. Structure, this is where I really like to keep a picture of the wall. Makes sense to go with these numbers because this is where you can highlight it and all that sort of stuff. So this is not really here. I'm not in. Then materials. Here's a materials list. So I can keep track of everything for that room. And then go to the south wall, specifications. I'm still in my sunroom. See, that's the major category. And this is second in. So in there, information for the general, and then I've got the information for the structure, and I've got the information for the roof itself, foundation, wall specification. So this is how I built the wall, and in this case, it's an older home, so I actually call this siding 6 1900s because tar paper, and then inside of that there's a fir framing, which is going to be typically 1x6 to 1x12, and it can even vary in one wall. So don't know really what I come across, but it's all usually about 3/4 thick. Then I've got studs, which actually are 5.5 for the most part. I have run into some 5 3/4 and even some true 6s. So it depends on the mill, and I guess who was in charge that day. So drywall, 1/2 inch. This isn't realistic. This is more like an inch thick. I should probably actually go in and change this because with lath and plaster, it depends on what wall I'm in. Oh, I'm in the sunroom, so this is still drywall. It was built out that way. Although 2 of the interior walls are actually old exterior, and you can see the like 3-inch lap siding that was put on there. Not 3-inch thick, but 3-inch tall. Little tiny laps, just run, like it was built in Cape Cod. But really cool craftsmanship. So then materials. So just to keep track of that, it's nothing special. When I get to my east wall, so I'm in the sunroom. This is the wall facing east, general. Then I've got the general information. Then I've got my structure sheet. Then I have my roof sheet. And so this, lets me know Oh, upper pitch. Okay. So I'm going from a 2 to a 7. And then I've got my foundation. So when I ran this, that 2 to 7 was probably built off of the auto build system, which I'm going to try and turn back on. That's why I'm prepping for it. And all this data to be able to go back to and see exactly what was going on at that time, and be able to return anything that I'd like back to the state that it was. So what you may know is, you got this big, long list. But when you come out to the major categories, these are collapsible. So I'm done with the sunroom. So now I can go through my living room criteria. And specs. I'm just going through these a little bit slow, so if you want to freeze, you've got a moment to do so, and take a look at where we're at. And then this is the structure sheet, and then we've got the selected line, and then next is materials. Then we're going on to room specs general, so this is where I click in the room, and got my general, show the label, this is the living room, and which means included and condition. Then structure, and this is where I do like to show the wall. On the previous one I was just off from my typical routine, but this is where it just makes sense because, like I said, when you highlight one of these, it'll turn red over here now. At least I think X11 on it, maybe 12, maybe before that, somewhere around there though. Materials, and then we have east exterior wall general within the living room, and east is the front of the house, if anybody's wondering. That faces the Lady of the Rockies. Then we've got structure, and settings that I've got set for that, and then we've got the roof settings I have set for that. Try and get this scaled down because you can grab these and you can move them, and like if I was this was like this before when I came in, so I just scroll to the bottom, grab it, bring it way up, then come up, and then come down to where it just starts to expand, and then I stop because then it kind of I missed a little bit, but I want that last to be there. If I can still read it, I'd like it to be there. Small. Then foundation and wall types. Again, we're using that 3/4 inch with tar paper. Materials. And I don't know. My music was too loud. I hope not. So onto the north exterior wall general. Sure. Roof. And then foundation. Wall types. In my other ones, I was including a little piece, at least a piece of wall type. I don't think I had it in my other ones. So it's going to be, I like it to have a little representation. So need this. Oop, just really whacked that mic, didn't I? And then materials again. And then I'm into my exterior bedroom. So I can shrink this one down. There we go. So now in the master bedroom, I'm going to have my general stuff. And so in general, where it's going to start to matter. Try and get the. This is where I'm confused as to with the different pitches. What do I lock? What do I do to get my fascias to match? Because they do in reality. I'm going to pop picks. So you can see that's quite a bit lower, but there's a back of the house. Straight on front. So that's pretty straight on the front, and then that's the one that I did the image of with the right sun angle and everything. Gosh, it came out. Really showed that the power of Chief. This is inside the sunroom, so you can see the old house, and this is the siding from the old house. And then they just came in with some conduit and took an exterior light and put a switch to it within the room. And that switch will run these lights too. It's actually pretty neat. It's pretty cute how they did it. And this takes you down into, maybe we'll get to a point where I'll take you down inside, show you the problems. And there is actually a video that shows the problems where because of the soils that we have in this area, which is decomposed granite, it's just concaving, and the wall that runs through the house that's bearing is undermined because of the dirt that's disappeared. So there's the back house, and this is where my fascia issue lies. You know, it just matches up, and fine. Turn that off, swing to the other side. Then I'm going to take house. Okay. So around back, see, I got quite a bit of a difference in height here. That's one of the areas I got to fix, but there's some minor things too. I don't have a good wall alignment yet, but I'll get that stuff figured. But that one's easy. It's this that kind of looking for somebody to reach out and tell me what best practice is. You know, do I reset the sill plate, or is it about the overhang depth? Because obviously they match in overhang depth. And here, come right to a straight on top view. But if I did, I wish they had the cube up here, and you could click on it, you'd be on top immediately. But it also looks like I have different sidings. I wonder if that has anything to do with this green ghosting. I don't understand that either. What's causing that? And I haven't ran a render yet, but I wonder if that. Oh no, I have. That's where I got my sun shadows that were so impressive. But I wonder if that would actually show up. So, got that. Okay, that's sort of it. Let's just get back around and just make sure I got, all my colors matched. Something I was bugging me, I guess. I had to take care of it. So, back to the schedule here. So here I'm in master bedroom. So master bedroom criteria, it says roof plan specs, general and optional, slant structure, okay, pretty straightforward, not much really there. I love knowing that this is here. And then materials. Then I go into room specs, which again, pretty general. It's the wall specs that. So here's a general on wall spec. So what I want to explain was this is south wall specifications general. So in my file, there's a north arrow. So that's the south wall. So there's the sunroom south wall, and the master bedroom is what we're in now. That's its south wall. So that's why I kind of just wrote it that way. So you know what we're talking about. South wall specifications within the master bedroom. And can't click on that. It's not real. Structure. So there's what the structure tab looks like. And the roof over this room. And then the foundation under this room. Wall types. Pretty typical for the exterior wall on this house. And then the different stuff that I have within. Then we get to the east exterior wall. So this is that little short piece right there. That's what I'm talking about. And so we've got the general, then the structural, so you can see it is that little short piece. Roof. Foundation. All types again. Materials. Then the south. And so the south in the master is this wall right here. This is facing the Highlands. That's the south. So that's the big wall in this room. So then the structure page. Oh, I'm sorry. Master bedroom criteria. Let's take a look. Master bedroom. South wall. See, this is that's the east wall. Is what this is looking like. Because if I look at my criteria, I may have got myself turned around. Yeah, see, this is the interior wall general. And so all I have to do here is that should just be an E for east. That's an east facing wall. It's just in between the sunroom and the master. This is where that roof is cutting into the wall. And then the roof structure, and then foundation, pipes, and our final spec, the materials. So that's how I kind of get everything recorded. And once it's recorded, now I'm going to go through, so I'm going to stop this recording, and then next recording will be about the actual changes that I'm doing as I'm doing them. And so I'm going to turn the automatic build on and probably blow this thing up. In fact, if you want to watch, I don't think my monitor full is working. Yeah, because it's picking up the 1980. So I can show you what happens. That'd be fun to watch this part. Oops. So let's get this out where we can see it. I just got a feeling. Got a feeling. Okay. I think it's this sunroom roof. It's gonna go the craziest. I'm just trying to get it. See, the problem is that it's not. Because this is bigger. Well, it doesn't have to be, does it? Well, in fact, I just want it to be equal. I don't want to make it not exist. If I can get it. I don't want to go that small. It doesn't like to go that small. How small? Nope. We're it. That's it. Okay. So, let's get this a little more centered so we can what happens. Let me get a little higher vantage point and see if anything happens back here. Because that roof business back there is pretty funky. So I'm going to go off screen here to build and roof, auto build roof. I'm going to check auto build roof, and I'm going to check build roof planes. Not sure what if I check auto build roofs, it just seems like build roof planes is part of that function. I don't know, but if I turn off auto build roofs, I can just build roof planes. And I can just build auto build roofs, so it's a little bit hard for me to tell what the difference is, but it seems like if you auto build the roofs, that building the roof planes would be part of it. So if anybody can explain that to me, that'd be awesome. I don't know the difference. So I'm gonna hit OK. I'm gonna watch it change. And it's created manually. And the roof surfaces you have edited will be deleted. Do you want to continue? Okay. Boom. Oh, not too bad. Wow, really not too bad. A lot of that stuff that I did early on may have been that. That's beautiful. Get the little crack out of the back of the wall. It's not perfect, but gosh, it's not bad. And this does not breach this ridge. So, got a height issue there. But I gotta figure out how to fix it without screwing this up. So maybe I need to run by the site tomorrow and see if one of these has a shorter overhang. Because if this drops, it needs to be shorter overhang to still hit that portion. And if I go back to this picture, see that is really exciting. Comes across, and boy, it's pretty much. So it looks like this is pretty consistent. That is probably about the same height as this. So it's got to be that this is just not as deep of an overhang. So at any rate, that's not too bad. We're back to auto build. Boy, that sunroom didn't just blow up on me like I anticipated. So I'll fix that little crack. That's easy. And you know, just I guess make everything out by trying to get rid of that. So that'll be my next step. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. And I'm operating on about 4 hours sleep. It's 9:30. So I'll catch you next time. This is Farrar signing off from Not Square Design. Thanks for listening.